Former rugby player and UBC women's rugby mindset and performance coach Brian Moylett started researching the importance of strengthening his mental wellness as an athlete 4 years ago. And now he's released a book that shares keys to building an athlete mindset.
What was the first opportunity you had to be able to help young athletes along the way with the mental side of the sport?
So I have a brother who's 7 years younger than I, and he was on the same path as me. So he was a rugby player as well, is a rugby player. And so I was able to help him on his journey because I'd been there before. And then from there, I started coaching and helping other young players, and it grew from there. And now, I host the Off-Field Rugby Pod, where I talk with players at the top level about their journey.
Now, you mentioned you've got the podcast and you've got a book, How You Become a Pro Rugby Player. What was the process like creating that?
The reason I've done all this is because I didn't have these resources or this help when I was younger. So this is what I needed. I needed to hear from top level rugby players about their challenges, about what worked well for them, about their journeys. And then the book, I was working with a young player one-on-one, and they said, what would be a good book for me to read? To help me with my rugby. And another person asked me again. And so I said, you know what, I'd been writing these kind of blogs, or just writing lots of notes on the mental side of the game and how you can prepare best. But there wasn't a book, and I'd been asked a couple of times. So that's where the thought for the book on how you become a pro rugby player came about.
There's athletes now more than ever that are coming forward with their mental health. I think of Naomi Osaka or Rebecca Marino pulling out of tournaments, talking about their personal struggles. What are some ways to prevent from that happening to athletes in the future? Because there's one thing to be taught, be self-confident, believe in yourself. But what are some ways you can really instill that?
I would really encourage every player in every sport to do is to practice letting go of the expectations they place upon themselves, letting go or stop thinking about what the coach is going to think, stop worrying about whether or not they'll get selected. All these different things that go on in your head, because they are all blocks from allowing you to be present.
UBC women's rugby team qualified for the Youth Sports Championship in Victoria. And on a big stage, Moylett says he tells his team to block out the external noise, enjoy the opportunity to compete and make memories. In Vancouver, I'm Sportsnet 650's Lindsay Horsting for City News.